Hello guys, so today we're doing a quick review, and this is about A Dog's Purpose. There are two movies in this franchise, and Dog's Purpose is basically about this journey about a dog through multiple lives, and the first one, and basically he basically this movie is trying, the dog is trying to find his purpose in his life. I think this is a movie that everybody can relate to, and I think this is like a more realistic thing that could happen. Okay, this movie has a heavy emphasis on reincarnation, which is taboo to Western audiences as well. But yeah, this movie basically a devoted dog Doskaz discovers the meaning of its own existence through the rise of humans. It teaches through wrath and love, reincarnating through multiple canines over the course of 5 decades. You can really see like the first movie does like very old cars, and the newest movie and the first part dog, basically there's very old, very old cows and stuff. And in the newest ones, the boy grows older and comes to a crossroad. The dog comes back to his life to remind him of his true self. Which again, this is a which there is like people saying that pets do come back to you when it comes to stuff. But when people talk about reincarnation and stuff, people say yeah, your pets sometimes do come back to you, and some people like can recognize that when they have a pet die, and then they have another pet like a dog or a cat, and they recognize that energy. They recognize the same energy, so obviously it wouldn't be surprising if dogs do come back just like we do. I do believe that the most likely thing that happens when a creature or a human dies, when an animal or a human dies, is that they come back eventually, because that is the whole flow of the circle of life. Which is why life is a circle, not a not circle. Which we can go into that bag of worms another day. But yep, this movie was a pretty good movie. It was a pretty good emotional movie. You know, this dog, is just wants to find the meaning of existence, and maybe this is how we are. We go through multiple lifetimes, many lifetimes, to figure out our purpose in existence. So I think this movie is pretty good, pretty accurate to what actually happens to us when we die as well, and animals and other creatures. We have to find our purpose and stuff. We have to find our purpose and meaning of every life we live, which would make a lot of sense. I think out of all of them, because because again the two other ways people talk about the afterlife. Some people say there's nothing after death. It's just a void, endless void of nothingness, which would basically give life no meaning, which is basically a nihilist theory. Okay, the atheism is basically nihilism 101. Okay, the not the ones that say, "Oh yeah, there's no such thing as a god," but you can still be atheist and agnostic and still believe in like an afterlife and stuff. Okay, and still hold spiritual beliefs, but it does against mainstream religion, which is also a form of atheism. But the most common form of atheism is basically like a communistic, type of atheism, where basically they try to force it down people's voices and basically say, "Oh, it can't. There's no such thing as life after death because it has been proven by science." Again, there's lots of things that science have not been proven, and yeah. So this movie is just a pretty good movie, pretty emotional and sad movie, and it shows that dogs are pretty caring and good animals, and just like all the rest of the creatures on this planet. And this movie should really teach you how you should really treat your pets, and how pets do eventually come back, whereas this movie does so in the movie, and so that pets' spiritual energy and stuff come back. So I'm not surprised the critics hate this one, because again it goes against their establishment views. Okay, either the religious views, which is probably one of the reasons why they hated it, or goes against the establishment communist view of the world, which is basically the atheist Earth from I view of this universe, what I do believe is 100% wrong. So, have you seen this movie? Has anyone else really seen this movie? Is it, as well, besides me, of course? And yeah, this movie was a pretty good and emotional movie. It also got a sequel called A Dog's Journey. And also, if you love dogs, you'll definitely love this movie. So, yeah, that's basically it about this movie. The final score for A Dog's Purpose is an 8 out of 10. Goodbye.